The fairy tale that once enchanted the world has crumbled into a messy saga of manipulation, scandal, and public fallout. Prince Harry's marriage to Meghan Markle was hailed as a new chapter for the monarchy, a modern romance that promised freedom, equality, and a break from centuries of rigid royal tradition. Yet, years later, that narrative has collapsed under the weight of bitter family feuds, financial entanglements, public disillusionment, and relentless drama. For millions, one question remains: why hasn't Harry left? After all the chaos, the toxic headlines, and the glaring incompatibilities, why is Harry still standing beside Meghan Markle, a woman critics accuse of alienating him from his family, manipulating his trauma, and pulling him deeper into her personal ambitions? The shocking truth is that Meghan has constructed a web so intricate financially, emotionally, and socially that Harry finds himself more prisoner than partner. This is the story of how Meghan Markle has weaponized every tool at her disposal: money, reputation, children, and trauma to keep Harry bound to her, and why divorce, though whispered about endlessly, may be the one path he can never take. To understand Meghan's grip on Harry, one must revisit her journey. Meghan Markle wasn't a household name before joining the royal family. A moderately successful actress, best known for her role in Suits, she had spent years navigating Hollywood's unforgiving hierarchy. Friends from her earlier career recall a woman fiercely ambitious, with an eye always fixed on the next big thing. When Meghan met Harry, she didn't just marry into a family, she acquired the ultimate brand. Suddenly, a woman on the fringes of celebrity culture was thrust into the center of global royalty. But rather than adapt to the constraints of tradition, Meghan began reshaping Harry's life to align with her vision of fame, activism, and Hollywood relevance. Observers argue this wasn't love alone. It was strategy. Every move Meghan made, her highly publicized wedding, the curated interviews, the explosive Oprah tell-all, was part of a larger plan to harness the royal name while burning bridges with the monarchy itself. And Harry, blinded by infatuation and resentment toward the institution that he believes failed his mother, willingly played his role in this grand design. One of Meghan's first and most effective strategies was isolating Harry. Royal insiders have described how, in the months after their marriage, Harry's circle of friends and advisors dwindled. Longtime army comrades who had stood by him through combat noticed their calls went unanswered. Trusted palace aides who raised concerns about Meghan's demands found themselves dismissed or marginalized. By the time Harry stepped back from royal duties in 2020, his world was no longer his own. Meghan had positioned herself as the central figure in his life, the sole confidant who truly understood him. This tactic of isolation is a classic hallmark of control. By cutting Harry off from his roots, Meghan ensured that leaving her would mean leaving behind nearly everyone he once trusted. While the emotional ties are powerful, the financial entanglements are perhaps even more binding. The Sussex's exit from royal duties meant severing access to the sovereign grant, the public funds that supported their lifestyle as working royals. But Meghan was ready. With her sharp eye for branding, she and Harry launched Archewell, signed multi-million-dollar contracts with Netflix and Spotify, and pursued book deals. To the outside world, this looked like financial independence. In truth, insiders suggest that Meghan carefully structured these ventures to center her control. Lawyers close to the couple's business arrangements whisper that Meghan's name dominates the paperwork, her intellectual property protections, her strategic branding decisions, her control of public image. Should Harry leave, the empire collapses for him, but not for her. Harry, who never had to think about money while inside the royal fold, now finds himself in a world where every deal, every income stream, is intertwined with Meghan's brand. To divorce her would mean dismantling not only a marriage, but his very livelihood. Meghan's greatest strength lies not in royalty or Hollywood, but in her ability to control narratives. From the earliest days of her relationship with Harry, she positioned herself as a victim, an outsider silenced by an ancient, racist, and archaic institution. This framing won her sympathy worldwide, particularly in America, where she was embraced as a symbol of resilience against monarchy's oppressive traditions. For Harry, this narrative has been a double-edged sword. While it gave them power in the media war against Buckingham Palace, it also shackled him to Meghan. Should he leave her, Meghan would unleash this carefully cultivated victimhood on him directly. Imagine the headlines: Single mother Meghan betrayed by Harry, or Prince chooses monarchy over family. Harry, who already carries the scars of being portrayed as the spare and the wild child, knows his reputation cannot withstand such a storm. At the heart of Harry's hesitation are Archie and Lilibet. Those close to Harry describe him as a devoted father, determined to give his children the stability he never had. But in Meghan's hands, the children have become not just beloved offspring but bargaining chips. Custody battles across international borders are notoriously brutal. With Meghan settled in California, U.S. courts would likely favor her in custody disputes. Harry faces the possibility that leaving Meghan would mean losing daily access to his children or enduring years of legal warfare. This is Meghan's ultimate leverage. Harry cannot bear the thought of being cut off from Archie and Lilibet, and Meghan knows it. Perhaps the most chilling manipulation is Meghan's invocation of Diana, Harry's late mother. Harry has never fully healed from the trauma of Diana's death, nor the bitterness he feels toward the press and monarchy for failing to protect her. Meghan has reportedly positioned herself as Diana's spiritual successor, the woman who, like Diana, was misunderstood, silenced, and ultimately driven away by the firm. When Harry falters or doubts their choices, Meghan allegedly draws parallels to Diana, subtly implying that leaving her would dishonor his mother's memory. For a son still haunted by loss, this emotional manipulation is devastatingly effective. Since their move to California, Meghan and Harry have entrenched themselves in Hollywood culture, star-studded parties, lavish mansions, and brand deals. Meghan thrives in this environment, but Harry, once a soldier who valued privacy and camaraderie, often looks like a man out of place. Yet the trap is clear: this Hollywood life is Meghan's territory. Without her, Harry has no standing in Los Angeles celebrity circles. Divorce would not only strip him of Meghan but also of the lifestyle she crafted around him.